Welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here, and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, once again, this is a continuation from last week. The 1,000 that I've got here came from a $2,000 deposit by a waitress who had an interesting savings account in her house. Any single she got in tips, she would put away. That's what I talked about last week. This week, I want to talk about the stuff that I got from a friend. Now, I can't stress enough, make sure your friends and your family members know that you collect old money, because what is better than having a bunch of eyes looking out for you? The only stuff that they're going to bring to you is going to be stuff that they happen to find. That's a ton of stuff that you personally don't have to look through. So it never hurts for letting your friends and relatives know about your hobby. They will bring you stuff. They will, they may start collecting, and what happens with me often is people will be on the lookout and they'll find stuff and they'll think it's really cool, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, I actually need money for this, that, or the other, and then they just want to spend it. So I get to buy it at face value. Collecting currency can be tough at times, but I have a dedicated bankroll just for it, so I don't have to constantly spend my fines. And knowing that, on occasion I can sell an item here and there and make a little bit of money off of it, that helps out too. So once again, make sure your friends and family are aware, because they will and eventually come up with something really cool, and you're going to be the one who benefits from that. My keynote this week is the second note I got from a friend of mine who knows that I collect and keeps his eyes peeled. He doesn't save them for himself. He would much rather hand them off to me because he wants the money. He just needs, he can't put away $100 bill or whatever. A lot of people can't. So like I said, make sure your friends and family are well aware of your hobby so you can be in the position to take advantage of that particular situation. All right, I've got my 1,000 in singles. Once again, these 1,000 was the second 1,000 from the waitress. So we will set those off there, and let's take a look at what I found this week. What do we got here? Why did I save this one? Oh, okay. A lot of you may see stuff like this. This note has this interesting little print right here. It looks like it says first. It looks like it says, and it looks like 1ST. If I look real close, I can't tell if that's part of the ink there or if this is actually a U for just, and it just got misprinted like that. Now, this is not an error note. What this is here is a counter stamp. There would have been a band wrapping all these notes, and somebody stamped here, and only part of it got put on the note right there. This has no additional value, but you're going to find stamps like this quite often on notes. It does not increase their value at all. If it's an interesting stamp, if it's some kind of neat message or something other than a bank stamp, I'll usually put those away. But you find a lot of stuff like this, and no, not a printing error. I mean, if you look real close, you can see that here's Washington and here's this, and you can tell it's two different types of ink. So no, definitely not an error. This note here, this was interesting because it's a 2017, yet it looks like it's from 1917 because it's so destroyed. Whenever I find notes that are really, really bad, especially new notes, this is just a reminder as to how fragile currency is. A lot of people collect coins, and coins last forever. They do. You can get coins. You can go to coin shows and buy ancient coins from 2,000 years ago. You're not going to find paper from 2,000 years ago. So it's just a gentle reminder as to how fragile currency is and how little of it remains from the past. Another neat little note, trust and ask God. That's what that says there. Somebody writing that made this unconstitutional, but it was unconstitutional beforehand because it says, in God we trust. And so for those of you who think that our coinage must be silver to be constitutional, our money hasn't been constitutional since you put God on it. Anyway, that was that one that somebody had handwritten there. Next up, what do we have here? Trinary, 4s, 5s, and 8s. Here's another one, 2s, 4s, and 8s on this one. 1s, 6s, and 7s. Twos, sevens, and eights. Ones, fives, and nines. Just that one. If it wasn't for that one. And how close was that? Actually, if that's a 5, that's a full-blown radar, binary radar, if that last digit was a 5. So close, but nope, just a trinary. Zeros, threes, and eights on this one. Also real close to a radar. Twos, sevens, and eights on this note. This one's fives, sixes, and sevens. And then quads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quad twos on this note. Quad twos again, a little bit of writing on it, so it's probably going to go back. Quad sevens. And quad nines on this one. And this one has 5 sevens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sevens. Too bad it's rough. Then some more stars. 2017 star. Always checking for the filled star. Another 2017. This one's also 2017. Pretty decent shape. Another one here. Better shape. A little bit of dirt, but that's all right. 2013 B. What do you know? Another 2013 B. Like I said last week, these are going for ridiculous prices online. Just, I would not be the person buying them. I'd be more than happy to sell some of these at $30 per, but there's one there, so yeah, maybe it'll go up online. Who knows? Another 2013 star note. 2013 here as well. And a little older, 2009. 2003A in decent shape. Another 2003A, an E series from Virginia. So I always like to double check those because I don't see a lot of those. And an older note, 1999. Somebody wrote all over this, and I didn't try to decipher it, but it looks like they were trying to get. It looks like they were doing something here. Just a written on older note. Probably going to go back in circulation. 1995, not a web note. Another 95, double checking, also not a web note. Another 95. And this one's from 1985. And the oldest note, this is one of the originals. This is a 1963. 1963 was the first year that our currency came out with $1 Federal Reserve notes. Before that, they were all silver certificates. So anything from 1963 especially. And it's neat because here, this one is a Kansas City note. That's the J. But the letter at the end is an A, which is the first print run of these particular numbers. They hadn't quite got to 999 yet to roll it over to B. So that's kind of cool to find one of those. All right, so what did I bring out this week? Well, like I said last week, a friend of mine found 2 notes, and he brought them both to me. And last week I showed the 100, and this week here is a 10. Now this $10 bill, once again, is from 1934, but this one's the series 1934A. So it's going to say in lawful money. It's not going to say in gold. That was, once again, pre-1933. But this one right here, we see 1934A. It does have a center crease across like that. It does have a fold here. And if we look at the back, once again, does not say in God we trust there. It's a little bit dirty, but that's fine. We don't clean the notes, because if this note was bright white and had all these creases in it, that's a dead giveaway that the note had been cleaned. So yeah, do not clean your notes. You may think, well, why not? You want the note bright. Because when you clean the note, you're actually damaging the paper. So you don't want to damage the paper in the process. So yeah, a little bit of dirt don't hurt. Let's take a look at what the book has to say about the $10 Federal Reserve note from 1934A. Got it right over here. 1934B, here we go, 1934A. This particular one, of course, is from Chicago, so that would be G. And 1934A, and where are we at? Right here. 177,000 made. In a 20, it's still $15. If it's the mule, it's $25. And the mules have a reverse check number right here, you can see, of 584 and below. So let's double check that one too. See if it's a mule. 584 and lower. And this one is 8 $69. So nope, not a mule. So this one still is in the $15 range in a 20. Where is it? Right there. Yep. $15 in a 20, $60 if it was uncirculated, but still $15. Like I said, I got it for face value at 10, so I'm still ahead on that particular purchase. So that's what I've got for you guys this week. Like I said early on, make sure your friends and family know about it, because then you'll be able to add stuff to your collection like this as well. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading all your comments. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.